Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. I am shining light, and I like to shine light on true crime and things that go deep down the rabbit hole. And today, I wanted to come on here and talk about different cases and how they correlate. I want to talk about sorry guys, I'm just trying to find my notes here that I wrote. Anyway, I want to talk about different cases and how they all seem to correlate these days. Like, for instance, Casey Anthony, Chris Watts, Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell, Samuel Orson, and I cannot remember this guy's last name for the life of me, but his first name is Timothy. I want to say his last name is Jones. It might be Jones. And he was from North Carolina. And he killed all 5 of his children and rode around with them in the car for days. And he said that it was because he felt his youngest was plotting to kill him. And the youngest one was like 6 years old, when really, in all reality, it was because he looks like the mother. The mother ended up leaving him because she got tired of the abuse and couldn't take it no more. And yes, she did leave the children in his care temporarily till she got on her feet. She went to get her GED and got her a job to where she can, have a house for them all to stay in. But instead of that happening, he tortured that lady and he tortured her. And if any of them children ever said they loved their mother or felt a way about their mother, they would be punished. And this man did corporal punishment. It wasn't no spank them or tap them on the butt and be done with it. He's had several cases. People call CPS on him. Nobody did nothing. These children, all they ate was oatmeal. Even the poor nanny tried. But he ended up killing them all and then going and placed their body from youngest to oldest in the woods there. He's another one. Jacqueline and Trezell West. Candace and Dawn Wells. And you're wondering what all these cases have in common? They all lied. They all lied and kept straight faces. About it. And let me put this disclaimer out there. This is just my humble opinion. And some of it is facts because I did research. But a majority of it is just my opinion solely. Please do not call the police department. Please do not harass any of the families. Just please don't. Because they're already blaming us enough as it is for messing up these cases, when it's really not even us getting on here spreading false information. It's really Don Wells getting on here spreading his own recall of what happened that day for somebody that wasn't even there. But they all got on TV and they all put on this front that their children and their wives are missing, and they don't know what happened, and they all ran off and did this, that, and the third. Now, Timothy Jones didn't do that. He didn't do that. He was straight up with his. But he did kill his children. And I can't recall if I mentioned it in my last video about filicide, but that is what this is. They all played, well, just about had everybody convinced that all this stuff really happened. They did just vanish and disappeared and ran off and wandered off and got abducted and all that and the third, when they really didn't. Jacqueline and Trezell West know what happened to them babies. Orrin and Orson, classic and sincere Pettis. Have they gone out and done any searches? No. Have they gone out and put up any flyers? No. Have they even, to this day, got on TV and pled for their return? No. You know why? Because they know what happened. They know where these babies are, allegedly, in my opinion. They know where these babies are. They know. And it saddens me that these babies, Orrin and Orson, have not yet been found, have not yet got any justice, and no one has been arrested, and everybody's just walking around freely. And I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, I do feel like there is corruption in this case. There's one police officer whose name is on just about every CPS. Now, I've never heard of anybody having to go through a police officer just to get to CPS. I never know CPS having to correlate through a police officer for any information, regardless of what is involved. Kind of makes you wonder if they have some underground trafficking system going on over there. And if he's not the head chief, he's certainly working for him. Why else hasn't he been trying to do anything else? Why is he blocking information and communication? Now, on Summer Wells, you've seen Candace making an attempt, but it's all because the internet has been right in her ass. You have yet seen Don do anything with his fake pleas of the abductor. Please send my baby back home in one piece and make sure she's not been hurt, and she's probably somewhere locked up in a basement or in a dungeon being tortured and hurt. And then she's in Marina, in Mexico. Then she came to him in a dream, talking about she was right down the road from him, and he was on a commercial job site. These people think they have us, the ones that care more about the babies than they do, and they're supposed to be their own babies, with the exception of Jacqueline and Trezell. But even still, they adopted these boys. They were their kids, supposedly. But to be honest, they did that for a check. They did that for what they could get out of those boys. They didn't love them. There's pictures where you could see bruises and abrasions and marks all over the oldest. And that is because he's very protective of his youngest brother. And the only one I see that even gives any sort of damn about them is the bio mother and her family and us. I need to get the link to the petition so you can sign the petition to get that damn police officer off this case. But and I do believe they had their own. As much as Trezell was infatuated with the pizza, I'm not going to say the whole thing, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He was running it. That ice cream business was not an ice cream business. It was a cover-up. I'm telling y'all. I feel it deep down in my soul. You know, I'm an empath and stuff, and I can feel things. I even get visions and stuff, but I'm not, I'll say that for another day. These babies, Orrin and Orson, and many others that they had adopted or fostered and ended up giving back, or who knows what happened to them. Because Jacqueline and Trezell both have been fleeing from state to state, to county, different places, just like Dawn Wells and Candace Wells. And it almost makes you wonder why. What are they running from? Who are they running from? Why are they even running? I watched Steve A.V. Watchman's live one night, and there was a girl on there, and this sister, she did her homework. I'll tell you, she's good. She did some digging and some researching, and she found out that Trezell and Jacqueline, and possibly the mom and dad of Trezell, all have different aliases. They all go by different names. That Jacqueline's name is not really Jacqueline's name. But it all, like I said, it makes you wonder why. What are they running from? What are they running here? I can almost guarantee you that they adopted other kids in those states. And I wonder if those kids ever were found or came up missing or anything happening to them, because I feel like there's more on them. Candace and Donald, I'm feeling they got more blood on their hands too. This isn't their first rodeo. They just thought this one wasn't going to be public or known. I just want to know why Candace and Dawn had all these offenders around their children. Why was it okay for you to have all of them around them? You sit up here and talk about these drug addicts and these drug dealers and these offenders that live around you, but isn't that what y'all are? How can you talk about somebody when you're in the same class and position as them? You're no better. And for them to make us think that they're from Tennessee and they're stupid, no, they're not. They're not dumb. They're not dumb at all. They just want us to think that they're some dumb hicks, and they're not. They're dumb criminals, but they're not no dumb hicks. You got to think where they're from, where they were born at. Tennessee, Texas, Arkansas, all them places are not their homes. Why are they running? What are they running from? And they have all these criminal histories and records, and you're running. That's smart. And it comes back to me telling y'all about who they know and why these babies have not yet been found. But it's okay, because I'm telling you, when these babies get found, they're going to go down, they're going to mark history. Orrin and Orson West, Summer Wells, now Michael Vaughn. I feel his is related. I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't feel that baby wandered off. Because if he wandered off in some damn underwears, he wouldn't even got down the road before somebody around them brought him back to his house. I guarantee y'all that. It's deeper than that. It goes way deeper. There's these underground trafficking rings that nobody's even aware of who's running them, where they come from, what it's about. I'm telling you, once these cases get solved, it's all fixing to bust open, wide open. And I pray those with heavy tongues come forward to lessen the load on the tongue. And I also feel that's why Grandma Bly left. I feel she's in some kind of protection because she's honestly scared of Dawn and Candace. But she'll be the one to tell about everything. She'll be one. And when all this stuff blows up, you watch who all goes down. Dawn is like a chihuahua. He's got this mean bark, but that's all he is. All bark, no bite. He's a dangerous man, don't get me wrong. And right now, if you listen to him, listen to everything he's saying, he's on here blowing up, blaming Chris McDonald, twisting his words around. Well, the last I listened to the interview, Donald, it was you saying them. You have a history of SA, and someone who is an SA victim, they know the codes, they know the secrets, they know the privacy. And another thing I wanted to bring up about Candace, what type of woman are you to allow these things to happen? What kind of woman are you? And mother, it makes me question your whole womanhood. To allow all this stuff to happen and for you to sit back and be so jealous of that baby, a baby that you had, that you should have been proud of, that is beautiful, that would have made you proud. And you're jealous of what? That baby has your DNA. So why do you need to be jealous? You scared of, you feel like that baby's a competition? She's only 5. What does she need to be a competition for? She doesn't need or want all the men that you're crawling after. She doesn't need them. She's 5. Maybe if you spent more time closing your legs than you do spreading in them, and getting your life together, none of this would have happened. Because I'm going to tell you, your husband thinks he's better than you, but he's no different. Everything he's trying to throw you under the bus for, baby, he's right there with you. And it kind of makes me wonder why he won't allow you to talk. The day that Chris McDonald came over and did that interview, oh, I can guarantee you he was there hiding. Because there's no way Donald's going to allow you to talk to somebody by yourself without him being around. I also want to know what's so significant about the shed and the swing, Candace and Dawn. What is it about the dog trail? What is it about the generator? What is it about these different vehicles that's significant now? Can you tell us that? Can you answer it? All I know is, when it's all said and done, everything will speak for itself. I just really can't sit here and believe that something that came from the parents, both, can allow or sit back and do things to them like that. And it smothers me. Candace, I bet it does smother you. Kind of like you did Summer, allegedly, in my opinion. And for you to sit up there and say that you wouldn't allow her to be treated that way if you were around, well, where'd you go? It was you and Dawn that was treating that baby that way. All them pictures of them cigarette burns I seen, bruises, abrasions, cutting her hair off, her being so skinny that you could see her bones, malnourishment, and I can even guarantee you the baby was anemic and had a circulation issue because she lacked vitamins. She lacked nutrients, and their teeth was rotten at the bottom. That's because you, instead of getting off your big ass, Lord forgive me, please. I'm just getting my anger and aggression out. I'm sorry, please forgive me, Father. If you get off your butt, leave the pills and the drugs alone and the alcohol. Start cleaning your house up and running your household like a woman should and a mother should. Start teaching your children about hygiene, manners. Cook home good cooked meals. If you don't know how to cook, there's YouTube. Y'all watch plenty of that. Because I know y'all done got on here and watched all these interviews with these parents who came on here and committed filicide. I know y'all have, because a lot of stuff that y'all say sounds so similar to what they say. Just like the Amari Nichols. That man got on there and told a blatant lie right on national TV. All of them did. With the fake tears and emotions. But I have not seen you cry not one time. I have not seen the emotion that you should have for a child who's missing, that you claim to love, and only got one memory of her twirling. And you don't know if she's a tomboy or a princess. I can tell you now, just by looking at that pictures, that baby loved her hair. She loved coloring her hair. Somebody couldn't stand it. I'm going to keep praying every day. Because monsters like these need to be behind bars instead of walking around scot-free. And I pray and hope nobody else donates any more money to their GoFundMe, because like I warned previously, please do not send them any money through their GoFundMe account, because it's all linked up to Candace's account. They're not going to use the money for what it's for and what they're asking for. So I beg and plead with you to please stop. If you want to do any donations, donate to the reward fund for her, please. Do that. That's where you need to send the money. Maybe then somebody will open their mouth when they see how big the dollar signs are getting. And Orrin and Orson, let's please fight to get them more help. Let's get EquiSearch. Let's get everything that this other babies are getting. Let's get that for them, please. Let's fight for these babies. We are all they have. Let's be their voice. Let's do this for them. Please. Because this is becoming more and more repetitive every day. Every time you turn on the TV, every time you watch YouTube, every time you turn on the radio, every time you turn on your phone, there's an Amber Alert for another baby, another child who's supposedly gone missing. Can we please make it stop already? Like I said, if it comes to the point where you're so frustrated and you can't handle it and you feel like you can no longer parent, please give them to a responsible and reliable family member. Please take them to the police department, the fire station, a hospital, a church, an orphanage, somewhere safe for them babies, as opposed to y'all taking their lives. What's the point of even reproducing if you were just going to take the life anyway? God don't give beautiful gifts for you to just destroy them. But please, let's work together, family. Let's please pray, manifest that God lightens the heavy tongues of those who are guilty or know anything. Because I'm telling you right now, I feel that Summer's case is going to crack. It's going to be any day now. Orrin and Orson, these babies, it's like nobody's talking about them anymore. And at the end of the day, they're still missing. Now, my girl Q Carlock, she talks about them all the time. Mystic Brady, I hear her talk about them all the time. Who else? Steve A.V. Watchman, he is so adamant about them. He talks about them. Morticia, she talks about them too. And she's done some EVPs on them. Y'all should go check her out too. But there's very few people still talking about these babies. And they've been missing since last year. It'll be almost a year now. Maybe longer. Because I honestly feel like they've been missing before then. And the only reason why they reported them missing is because the mama was coming out to give them Christmas gifts. And they didn't have no bodies to produce to her.